Honorable Men Discord, a vicious and deadly dog attack. Let's talk about it.
How you see yourself is how you perceived. I see a man strong, gifted, head strapping, never down on his knees, begging. Gotta make a way, even in my darkest hour. Say the odds against me was new. I would never cower.
As always, welcome back to another episode. I appreciate everyone for tuning in. If you're new to this channel, hit the subscribe button, please. Hit the like button. Leave a comment. Engage. That's what this channel is here for. So unfortunately, this particular episode is about a vicious attack by a pit bull. And it caught my attention for a number of reasons. Unfortunately, one of the reasons it caught my attention is because I am a proud owner of a pit bull. And unfortunately, in this particular episode, the young lady who was attacked unfortunately succumbed to her injuries, severe injuries at that. But let's just get into the news report and then I'll speak about it further.
The family of a woman who died after being attacked by a pit bull is sharing that is details about the attack and what they want to see happen to the dog.
News 4 San Antonio's Karina Hollingsworth joins us now after speaking with them at a balloon release tonight.
Simone Like died on Sunday on what would have been her 32nd birthday after she was bit by a pit bull inside her apartment on the north side. And tonight her family is remembering her with a balloon release at Smitty's Pub as they await to hear what will happen to the pit bull.
It broke my heart to know that she had been mauled for 23 minutes and nobody came. Nobody came around.
In the complex.
Nobody in the complex. Nobody that was there. They just left her.
Simone Like's family says she had a friend over on the night of the attack at the Lennox Apartments when a pit bull attacked her, ripping off her arm. The details are graphic.
He got a hold of the arm, and then he kept going, and then he went down the side of the body. So he ended up puncturing
her whole stomach.
all of this side. So he got the heart, he got the lungs. He mauled
killed the liver and the kidneys.
So all was on that side.
None of her insides were normal.
Animal Care Services told us the owner was cited but did not say who owns the dog. We also reached out to the San Antonio Police Department to ask if anyone will be facing charges and did not hear back. Simone's family says she was not the dog's only victim.
The same dog has attacked multiple people.
And if I gotta get you guys one by one, please go to the animal shelter and report this. We have to put the dog down.
Yes.
We have to do what's right for Simone and for the people that need justice.
Okay. I'm going to digress real quick. Men, gentlemen, I'm noticing, and I've been doing this for a few months now, not quite a year, putting together this channel. I'm noticing a lot of time when there's a tragedy, the women of the family are the ones that are always speaking on camera. Where are the men at? Where are the men at? Where are the men at? Something as horrific as this, where are the men at? Where are the men in the family? Are there no men in the family? Where are the uncles if the father is absent? Where are the men at? And I have to applaud the women, and by no means is this me just trying to appease women. This is not about that. This is about giving credit where credit is due. A lot of women have been stepping up in these situations, and they pull it together, and they get on the camera and they say what they have to say. Unfortunately, the individual who passed away, her sister, whose name was posted, I think her name was Lauren, if I'm not mistaken, she was strong enough to even explain just how graphic the incident was, which for me personally, if something like this happens if it was to happen, God forbid, to any of my siblings or friends, I wouldn't even care to be on camera to discuss it. I just would not want to talk about it on camera, especially in detail. It's too soon. So I don't even know how her sister was able to do that, to be honest with you. Maybe she's so numb at this moment, and then days later when it hits her, she's gonna, she's gonna be really down, and she's gonna lose herself with emotions. But okay, back to the subject at hand. First and foremost, I don't understand why the focus from the family is the dog. Although the dog is the one that took the life of their beloved family member. Let's talk about the owner. Let's talk about the owner. We could talk about the dog. I'm not saying it's not right to talk about the dog, but let's talk about the owner. And the reason why I'm saying that, and by all means, anyone who is watching this video who has any family members or is a veterinarian or is a dog trainer or animal trainer in for a profession, let me know if if these type of behaviors that was taught to the dog can be corrected. Let me know if the only thing to do in a situation like this is to put the dog to sleep, because we've seen stuff like this as far as zoo animals, when people accidentally or children accidentally slip into enclosure with a zoo animal. They put the zoo animals to sleep. I remember one in particular, it dealt with a baby, and they put the gorilla to sleep. Meanwhile, the gorilla was protective of the baby. The gorilla was actually protective of the baby. I don't know if any of you are familiar with that news report with the gorilla. But in this situation, I want to speak to the owner, because I believe that a lot of that behavior is brought about by the way the owner raises the dog. Now, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Let me know if I'm wrong in the comments. Anyone who's well versed in this, anyone who's had multiple dogs, especially pit bulls at that, let me know. Let me know if this is just something. Clearly, animals are animals, so it's in their nature. I know, for one, as a proud owner of a pit bull, he can be aggressive, but he's aggressive in a playful manner with me. I don't raise him to be aggressive towards others. A matter of fact, he's so not aggressive that I could pass the leash. Excuse me. I could pass the leash over to someone, and they could pretty much walk with him without any harm. He's just a dog that likes to play, right? But that's how he's been raised. He's not raised to attack. Now, I don't know if this situation is the dog was in its own private area, and she somehow went in there, and because she didn't belong in that area, maybe that's why the dog attacked her. I don't really know, because they didn't really specify, the parameters and where she was standing and was she supposed to be standing there. Because, listen, my dog, when I let him out back, he tends to bark at the neighbors when they're in their backyard or in things of that nature. So I don't know, because the way my backyard is, no one could walk in my backyard. You could climb over the fences of the backyard. Now, at that point, I don't know what he would do. I've never seen him in action. So everything I'm saying could be null and void, because I've never seen him in action. So if someone was to climb over the fence, I don't know what he would do. But again, I still want to address the owner, because even if I heard him growling, because first of all, I open up the back door so he can go back there. He doesn't just go in the backyard. As an owner, I have to open the backyard, so I'm aware that he's in the backyard. The backyard is closed off. He's not going to go anywhere. He's not going to leap the fence. There's only one side of the fence he could leap. He's never done that. He is an animal, so it's possible he would do that. But again, he's not a vicious dog. Now, if you were to climb over the fence, I don't know what he would do to you. If you, whilst I'm walking him, if you were to try to, or anyone was to try to attack me, I'm not sure what he would do, to be honest with you. I know he knows I have love for him. He has love for me, I'm sure. So if someone was to try to attack me whilst I have a hold of his leash, that would be new to me. That would be a new experience. I don't advise anyone that lives in New York try to do that, because if you try to attack me while I have my dog, I can't guarantee you he's not going to bite you. All right? But this is just a sad story. The details of it, I feel so bad for that young lady. They said she was going to turn she was in her early 30s. She was about to celebrate a birthday, and for something like this to happen on that level, the pain. When I play with my dog, he is a male dog. So when I play with him with the different toys that I buy, as far as like I buy ropes, because he loves biting. As a matter of fact, while I was putting together this episode, he was actually distracting me from doing the episode. He wants to play. Right now, if I had a camera that I could turn the camera onto him, I'll show you what he's doing right now. He's actually right beside me, just biting away at a blanket. He loves to bite, so I could only assume most pit bulls like to bite. I don't know if it's like almost like with children where they like to bite down on something because it's soothing for the gums. I don't know what it is, but he loves to bite. So right now he's biting, and I know it's almost like a contradiction because it sounds like I'm actually confirming the behavior of pit bulls, but wow. Again, for the family, I would address the owner. The owner has to answer to, is this the norm of the dog? And again, we need to know more details as far as the location of where this happened. Was it on the owner's property, which is why they're not talking about the owner, but they're talking about putting the dog to sleep. So the owner should be speaking in any event. The owner needs to speak on this. And I'm surprised the owner didn't come out to speak on camera. Maybe they're embarrassed by the fact that their dog killed someone. I don't know what the reason why they're not speaking on it. At the very least, send your condolences to the family. Apologize to the family. Not that an apology can solve what happened or bring their loved one back, but say something. You don't even get on the camera, but you have these you have these 5 women, these 5 strong women standing on the camera paying respect to their loved one, and you can't even find the owner of the dog. What's your thoughts on this? Again, if any of you watching this episode, if you're directly involved with animals, if you're a trainer, if you're a veterinarian, if you have a close friend, a best friend that's a trainer or veterinarian, I'd really like you to share this episode with them. I'd like to hear from them in the comments. Can this type of behavior from dogs be corrected? If not, is this a direct result of the owner? Or is just the innate nature of pit bulls? My guy, right now he's like I told you, he was clamping down on the on a comforter, but right now he's lying down. It's like he bites on it and then he just lays down, and like this is his comfort state. So he's about to like lay down and fall asleep. But I don't raise my guy to be like that. As I told you, the most he would do is I could just pass the leash over to someone and they could walk off with him. He's very playful. He's a little too playful to the point where I would prefer that he doesn't get too comfortable with strangers. But would I train him to be violent? No, that's not what he's here for. He's just here because I love dogs. As far as protection, I'm the protection. All right, I'm not one of these people that are looking to have my dog, fight for the family. That's not what he's here for. He's just an addition to the family. But that's my thoughts on this. What's your thoughts on this? Again, my condolences to the family of that young lady. It's very, very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. But I appreciate everyone for tuning in. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button on your way out. And as always, stay honorable.